Okay, this is Lazarus too. This is for the down and dirty people. They're like, okay, dude, you got 4 minutes because I am watching television and I'm doing really important stuff. And okay, here we go. Down and dirty, baby. Okay, here we go. This is just, we're going to go down and dirty. Step 4, baby. Down and dirty. Down and dirty. This is quick. Hit it, quit it. This holla shot cop, that's it. We're not playing. But it is from our twisted relationship with family, friends. And why am I reading that fast? Down and dirty does not mean fast. I think somebody said, I think it was John Wooden, one of his great quotes, he says, be fast, but don't hurry. Here we go. But it's from our twisted relations with family, friends, and society at large that many of us have suffered the most. So look at your family, look at your friends, and look at your society, and that's where we suffer the most. And it's our twisted relations, which means we play a role with that. So we can't move into blaming and be like, oh my goodness, they're so mean. They are so fucking mean. Fuck them. I'm the victim. And if they would just be nice to me and give me what I want, give me free shit. I got the burn. I got I want free everything. It's like, no. It's our twisted. And so what happens is when we start getting better, when we start kind of getting untwisted, then we start getting better. And those relationships, I'll tell you a little secret. I got to go black here, go dark. Here, I got to tell you some bad news. I'm going to give you some good music first. Down and dirty. Down and dirty. I'll tell you a little secret. When you start, or this is just my own personal experience. This is my own story. I don't want to say you, but when I started trying to work on Jonathan a little bit, John, those twisted relationships, they just found other people to be twisted with. And that's a hard reality when you realize that, holy shit, that relationship, it wasn't really a personal thing. They just needed, like attracts like. So for example, maybe you're in the 12 steps and you decided you wanted to get sober and you wanted to start having living water come from the inside, and you wanted joy and happiness, joy and happiness and presence and true relationships and true friendships, true love. Well, those relationships you're in, they're not founded on that. So when you want that, you're going to move out of it, and like attracts like. So they're going to go find other people to play in that twisted sandbox. And it can kind of be a lonely time until you get, I guess, twisted with people who play in your new sandbox. Like for example, like I play in the Bible sandbox, and there's a lot of twisted bullshit Christians out there, and I find myself very lonely around other Christians. I mean, it's a hard life to be a Jonathan Fibonojji Christian, because I don't even call myself a Christian. I'm a Jesusan, because I resonate with John, but I don't want to get back into those twisted relationships of crazy. Those Christians are just kind of nutty people, And I was a mortgage broker for 10 years, and the loans that I least wanted to do or did were loans for Christians. My own friends and family, they were some of the most twisted people, and I got stories to tell, dude. You do not know Christians until you've helped them refinance their homes, dude. You don't realize the lack of integrity and just the blatant, I'm not saying all Christians, but dude, I'd rather, and I think most business owners would say, I'd rather I don't want to really work with Christians. You ask any waiter or waitress, do you want to work Sundays with Christian folk, or do you want to work Friday night? And so anyway, down and dirty, baby. But it's from our twisted relations with family, friends, and society. I went on there because I want you to know that we have to be careful we don't move into the blame world and we don't feel like victims, because we played that game. When I look at my old relationships, my ex-wife's, I'm like, dude, I was very codependent, and they were too. And we played in the codependent world. We got along really good as long as I was a codependent. When I decided I didn't want to be codependent, that relationship ended. Now, that codependency is turned hostile. Hashtag MRA. Anyway, you're like, why do you keep looking at John 10? All right, down and dirty. Here you go. This is the story of Lazarus. Just kind of hit some bullet points. Story of Lazarus. Here we go. All right, down and dirty. Jesus told him Lazarus is dead. First of all, he's like, he's sleeping. Then he's like, no, he's dead. Okay, I got to turn mine. Here we go, down and dirty, baby. Lazarus, chapter 11. John. Gonna hit this down and dirty. It's like, that's how I like it. Don't make me think. Don't give me metaphors. Don't give me literature and art. Give it to me. All right. So Jesus is like, our friend's dead, sleeping. They're like, that's a cool dude. He's gonna be a cool dude. Then he's sleeping. He's gonna be all right. Then Jesus is like, no, he's dead. Then Thomas, the twin, said, then let us go too, that we may die, be killed along with him. And Jesus, and then like, no, Jesus. Then Jesus is like, no, Lazarus has been dead for 4 days, dude. 4 days. In fact, it even says he's been starting to stink. I thought that kind of hurt my feelings if I were Lazarus. Like, dude, I've been dead 4 days, dude. You don't have to like tell everybody. And then, anyway, he says, and then Jesus is like, I'm the resurrection and life. Whoever believes in me, you know, you may not, but you're gonna live. And then Mary's like doing some private whispering. He's like, what's up, hey teacher? He's asking for you. So there's whispering going on. And then Mary came, and it says Mary came and saw him and dropped down before him and begged him and started sobbing. And then Jesus was deeply moved, and it says he was chafed in spirit, whatever that means. And then he wept, and that's beautiful, but you want it down and dirty, and you don't care about emotions, and emotions for you are part of the problem. But and then it says, then you're going to see the glory of God. And then boom, it says 47. So the chief priest and Pharisees called a council, and they says, if we keep letting him go on like this, many will believe in him. But one of them, I think is Caiaphas, says like, no, dude, this is the Son of God. We gotta treat him with love and respect. The point I'm making is Lazarus is both a story, but it's also a metaphor. That when Jesus came alive, or when Lazarus came alive, when Jesus brought Lazarus out of the grave, there was a big concern of how Lazarus walking around could hurt things and disrupt systems, in that case a political system. And then they decided to it says later that Jesus feared for his life, and he never even showed up again because they were going to kill him. It says 53 says they plotted together how they could kill him. That's why they killed Jesus. He healed too many people. All right. You're like, okay, twisted relationship. Okay, Lazarus, I get it. Stinks. What I'm trying to get at is, you know what? Look at your system. Look at your systems of family, friends, and society. You may want healing. You may want to come alive. There may be areas of your life that you want life. But there's a system around you that wants that life not to happen, and will try to kill anything that prevents that life from happening. And that's just the wisdom of the Bible down and dirty. You're like, from a recovery sense, your friends love you, but once you decide you want healing or you want a better life, those same friends will come against you and could do some really, really hateful, hostile things to you. And the Bible says could even go to the level to try to kill you. You know, I talk a lot about hashtag MRA and the need for fathers' rights, and how feminism's gone too far, and dads against discrimination, and how 2503 in Texas is literally a federally protected, and I talk a lot about wanting to have a 1 million, 2 million people that get behind 2503 to really protect fathers' rights. You know, you say that enough times, you try to empower a group of people. one day you're walking on the ocean. That's a very real thing, whether you could take it from recovery to wanting to legalize cannabis. The down and dirty is when healing comes. There's a lot of people that are going to be wondering and worried about the stink that healing is going to create. When you get sober, your family who loves you, if they don't find sobriety, if they don't walk their path, they see like, holy shit, we got to come against this healing. We liked it when he was a codependent. We liked it when she was an addict. We liked it when she was a bulimic, because when she was a bulimic, we could put all the focus on her and we didn't have to deal with our own problems. And maybe you like that too, and it's these fucking twisted relationships. The stink. And Jesus is saying beautifully in John 11, not only am I the resurrection and life, but he's like, dude, it's going to stink. It's going to, when we start coming alive, and I one of my favorite, and I know you like it down and dirty, and you don't like it metaphorical, but it says Jesus did the resurrection, but the people around him freed him with burial wrappings. Let me read verse 44. It says, free him of the burial wrappings and let him go. I'm reading right here, verse 44. So look at your group of people that are around you. Look at your country. Look at your school system. Look at all of the societal family and friends that you have around you, and ask the question honestly. Ask the question honestly. Say, do they want my freedom, and do they want to help let me go? Are they going to unwrap me? See, John Fibonojji's out, guys. I'll take my own name. You guys have a great day. There's your Bible study.